What's up, fellas? Wow. So, I'm just thinking about this crazy wild journey. Oh, it's stiff. I feel like I was barely ran. Just checking this bad boy out, man. That turbo, man, it's got some good throw. I'm not going to offload this. I'm going to keep it. It'll be my one really nice pistol that I have for a while. Don't see myself buying an $8,000 or $10,000 Nighthawkers or Atlas anytime soon, that's for sure. I just think, what a wild journey it's been. I wasn't really into guns in my youth. I liked guns, thought they were cool. I wasn't around them, I wasn't exposed to them. Owning one, it really never entered my brain into my late teens, early 20s. I was into dumb shit, hanging out with idiots, getting in trouble, partying, going to raves, that kind of dumb shit. I never even thought of it. My cousin had guns early on, up in Maine. I went up 2010, 2012, 2013. And he showed me some of his stuff. And I was like, oh, neat. And then 2016, when I was up and I stayed for the winter and got a job, his buddy James should throw bonfires, and we do the country music, drink beer, start a bonfire, ride ATVs, shoot guns. Not necessarily in that order, but it was a good time. And that's when I first kind of really shot. I shot a 12 gauge. I have a video of that somewhere. First time me shooting a gun ever, really. That 12 gauge was the first gun I ever shot. And that was, I was in my late 20s, early 30s. I think I shot my cousin's Glock. He has the 45 caliber little short grip. I didn't like the grip. Your pinky hangs right off there. I forget the model number. 30 something? It was neat, and I came back to South Florida and was working my bullshit jobs and dating all the crazy chicks and going through the relationship roller coaster shit. Still didn't really think about buying guns. Then at one point, I got the itch, but I had hardly any money at all. I had been laid off from my job. That's how broke I was. I managed to scrape together some bucks, and I bought a High Point JHP 45 and the 45 carbine. My first ever time buying anything firearms related was the High Point. You thought Anderson was bad. Holy shit. I never shot either of them. I bought them. I think I bought them right before I got laid off. Got fired, basically. And I wasn't making much money anyway. And I put them in my closet. And I took them, I looked at them. I bought a couple boxes of ammo. And then I kind of put them in the closet. And then it was time. This was right before 2016 when I went up for the summer. And I worked for my aunt and uncle. And I ended up selling them back to the store for pennies on the dollar to have some extra gas money to drive all the way up to Maine. I never shot them once. Didn't know where to go. So that was my first foray. And I sold them back to the store. I forget, they didn't give me much. They wouldn't cost much. It was like $200-300. Like enough to almost cover a large portion of the fuel to drive from Florida to Maine. Then when I was up there, then I did the bonfire thing with his buddies, and I shot a 12 gauge and a 20 gauge. I think I shot my cousin's Glock. And that was cool. Then I came back again, got another job, and then that fell apart. Relationship fell apart. I don't know which chick it was, but whatever. And then the decision was sell the townhouse, fix up mom's house, sell her place. Let's find a duplex, some sort of income property that we can pool our resources. And when the time comes, or she goes to Valhalla, or wherever the hell she goes, Ohio, that I'll have a paid-off income property, no matter what's going on in life, whatever shit job you have to work to survive. You got money coming in, property's paid for. Cover the taxes, cover the overhead. Even with a shitty job and a renter, should be able to accomplish that. That was the whole logic of buying this duplex. I'm not some fancy investor guy. I don't make a lot of money. I never made a lot of money. I do okay doing side work for law firm automation stuff because it takes years to understand the ins and outs of that data throughput and the SQL database configuration and support and modification and custom reporting and the algorithms that go into that, and just writing custom complex SQL queries will bend your mind. I kind of got into it, and did okay with it, and I kind of understood, and I just found everyone has like a niche. Yeah, I'm an autistic as fuck weirdo, cringe guy, but when it comes to support in general, I've always been very good. I had clients who used to ask for me. So I was upbeat and friendly and helpful, and I'd work hardcore until I found an answer. I'd be excited about problem solving and, that kind of shit. And then we moved up here, sold my place, sold her place. Then we moved up here. And it was 2018, March of 2018. And I was here about a year, maybe less. And you start watching the news and everything was going nuts. The world's starting to get a little crazier, okay? And I started watching gun videos, and before you know it, I bought that first handgun, the M&P FDE 5.0. 5-inch 1.0 that I bought. That was my first piece, really. And then I went to going to the public range. What's it called? Strickland range. And then I did the Cordova thing because I had barely little money. I was still trying to find side job work. Then I ended up paying $1,200 for a $400 Anderson because the fine print got me in the balls. And I started a stupid YouTube channel and joined gun groups and got my ass handed to me by snobs left and right. They went after me big time. And I did my cringe DJ video. And then they were attacking me on so many levels and so harshly that I ended up deleting my original channel. All the videos on it. I just fuck this. This I wish I had. There's a lot of good fucking shit on there. Cringe shit, but just it's fun to go back. I don't know why I did that. I let them all get to me. And then I had a fuck this moment and fuck you moment. And I started the channel again and said, no, all right. And I started to learn and adapt, and the rest is pretty much history, So we've come a long way. It's been a wild journey. I'm sitting here holding $5,000 in my hands. Started with the first gun, I never shot it, but a High Point JH345. Now I'm holding one of the nicer 2011s you can buy. And it's been a wild ride. I was thinking that, just messing with this a minute ago. It's been a wild, crazy journey in this gun thing, in life in general. Meeting Scott and Larry was a huge boost. I didn't feel alone, losing them really still kills my soul because we were boys, We all went our different ways. We didn't talk all the time, but there was a magical period of time where we were just Kimo Sabe. Scott and I would talk I'd be on the patio. He'd call me he'd be on his patio. We'd talk for hours about religion and politics and guns and, just two dudes shooting the shit, talking about life and the state of reality and things we wanted to work on and reloading and what's next on the desire to build list, and him teaching me how to reload, and it was cool, man, And Larry was big goofy Larry with a heart of gold. Larry was here when Bear died. He was the one that helped me take Bear to the vet after he died of that stupid heart attack when those ER assholes wouldn't help when the snake got him. I was always indebted to him after that. Not a lot of people that get a text saying my dog died, I need your help. A lot of people find out I can't, I'm doing this, like it's not my problem. Once Larry woke up and saw that, he was here, That's a friend. That's somebody who gives a shit. People can say things when times are good, friends and family, but when the shit hits the fan and you really need someone to have your back, that's when you find out who people are. And I knew Larry was one of the good ones, and so was Scott, you know. And here we are, playing with $5,000 2011s and HKs. Started with High Points and Andersons. I'll give it all up and sell my truck and even this house if I could have my boys back, though. That's no shit. But the band plays on, huh? Anyway, that just popped into my head. What a wild ride life can be. 51 years of ups and crazies and lefts and rights and jail and just so many twists and turns. Dodging death and so many occasions I lost count. Where things should have gone bad but didn't. Almost like I have a guardian angel looking after me sometimes. I'm not the crazy kid I was, but still. You know, makes you think about life. However, we got to move the fuck on with our $5,000 2011. And this is sweet. Check this out. I keep forgetting the safety. That's butter, dude. That's so light. It's got to be like a 3-pound trigger, 2.5 to 3 pounds. I don't see this being. There's that Armor HD with that dual reticle. Ooh, that's bright. That is a beautiful piece of work. Hats off to the Ray City Defense Team. They make some beautiful firearms. Might not be the last one. We'll see. So now we got to find a path forward. What's the path forward? Get out and shoot some more. Train. Lose weight. Quit smoking. All the shit I've been saying for 50 fucking 1 year. We'll get there one day. Yeah. Sure. Stop talking over people has been a thing I've been trying to accomplish for 30 fucking years. I had a neighbor back at Mom's old place behind me. Nice guy, Armando. And he would stop me too. He's like, dude, stop talking over him. I was like, dude, I don't realize I'm doing it, man. I really don't. I get excited and my brain goes ADHD sometimes. And they'll be talking. Like, oh, I know the answer to that. Yeah, and it's this and this. And he's like, Scott was the only one that ever truly called me out on it. Armando did too. But Scott, when I first really met him, when he picked me up the first time we drove to the club in his truck, when I'm like feeling, where's this guy taking me? Out into the woods and shit. And like, every Unsolved Mysteries episode you ever watch is playing. I don't know this guy, you know. Yeah, I saw you on the internet. Can I pick you up in my truck and take you out into the middle of the woods? It's like, was this a bad idea? Yeah, you don't know, dude. And we're talking, and I would, not count to 5, and he was at mid-thought, and then I'd start talking, and he was like, let me finish. And I was like, oh, shit. And he kind of, and after he started doing that a bunch of times, I started to slow down, and yeah, I gotta think of that. Think of Scott. Let me finish. Too much sugar for a dime. The wisdom of Scott was never ending, but those were two. Because you don't realize you're doing it. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my brain. I do that. You don't realize that you're doing it. It's like your mouth is faster than your brain or vice versa. I don't know. If you're excited about something, you're like, oh yeah, I know the answer to this. Oh, this says this. Oh, I know that. It's kind of like when you're at a car dealership and you know more than the guy selling you the car. He starts telling you, well, it's got, it's got this, yeah. So, yeah, sorry, I don't do it intentionally. Anybody, I've done it too. I apologize. I don't, it's one of those Jake Merica little mysticisms, little quirks, if you will. So, the Vinny Tang Miami Tiger Stripe sling showed up from Mr. Honey Badger House, Mr. Big Vance. It's in the box. The BCM QDs will be here Friday. I'll probably pop it out tomorrow. Take a look. May swap some QDs off one of my other slings. But I'm going to slap that on the HK with a Miami Tiger Stripe mag. And have one of the coolest looking fucking HKs on the planet. Yes, sir. With a pretty sick backup piece. All right. America, fuck yeah, boy. We're coming up. Just wish the boys were here to have fun with me. I miss those fucking dudes. Always will. Some people come into your life and they hold a special place for whatever reason. And Scott and Larry definitely were high up there. Yeah. So, at any rate, forward motion is the theme of 2026. Not self-pity and becoming a hermit. So, what are the lofty goals of Jake America going into this new year? Obviously getting out and training more and shooting, but obviously I need to find a group of dudes somehow to train with. You can do it on your own, but it's so much better, and you motivate. You know, I got to meet some dudes. I'm not going to meet them at my club. It's mostly all fuds, or it's empty. You know, it's not really the kind of club where people who know each other, and the random single guys by themselves that show up to do their thing. So, Volusia is probably the only viable option, and they also have the long range. If I join, the annual's what, $450? Certifying on the 900, you have to take the class, and you have to pay $100. No, if you're a member, if you join, it's $50 to certify, and then $50 for whatever block of time you get on the 900-ish yard range. I don't know, is that done by a few hours, or only Fridays and Sundays is the long range open? And I don't know how long the waiting lists are for these spots, so I need to inquire and find out, and just fucking do it. I've been talking about it for like 2-3 years now. Scott and I were talking about going to check out that farm that's an hour and a half to 2 hours north of here. Back when we were doing our 6 arc reloading and 6.5 stuff, I was like, really want to stretch these out. He used to say, we were both sick of shooting 100, 200 yards with guns that are probably capable of hitting 800, 900, possibly even 1,000 with the right load with 6.5, right? So we talked about that a lot. We were trying to, well, this was over the summer. So it's recently, up until his death, because we were basically saying we have to wait till it cools down, obviously. Can't go up to that farm now, in the summer. The heat, the mosquitoes, the humidity, forget it. But we never got the chance, man. Larry fell off with the gun stuff for the last couple of years. Scott and I'd reach out to him, let's go shoot. He was either working or hung over and exhausted, or out on his bikes. That's what Larry, he liked his guns a lot, but he got to the point where his bikes were 99% of his interest, which it's understandable. I wish he was still here. But it was usually me and Scott doing most of the gun stuff. The last year and a half to 2 years, anyway. So the farm, maybe we'll put a pin in that. I'd like to go to Volusia. Got to hit up some Florida groups. I've had tons of guys reach out and say, hell, Jace reached out and said, hey, man, how far are you away from Alabama? And I looked it up. It's like 6.5 hour drive, 5.5 hours. He's like, hey, man, if you want to come out and train with us, I'll cover you. Give you a place to stay, So that was an amazing invitation. It's hard to do with the dogs and but if I could figure that out, that'd be great. I've had dudes reach out, here and there in groups, and when I post about stuff. Yeah, I'm 3 hours away. I'm 4 hours away. One guy said he had a place to shoot a mile, 2.5. So I gotta start taking these dudes up on this. Gotta get motivated and just fucking do it instead of talking about it, big time. Nothing wrong with my little club. It's close. Great for handgun stuff. They got decent little bays where you can shoot your shit. I need to order some steel. I need a couple steel targets. After I reached out to Charlie and he said he was using them. I was like, and they're his dad, so I want him to keep them. I thought they were just collecting dust and he was never going to do anything with them. That's the only reason I even inquired if I could buy them off him, but he should keep those. So we'll get our own. And just start putting in a lot more work and effort into a lot of it. I love the building. I love the coveting and the photographing and the tweaking and It's great. I love it. I'll spend hours in that room just tinkering with this or taking this part off and cleaning that. It's it's a way to pass the time, and it calms me down. But I'm gonna get out and actually use the tools too. A lot more often than I do. So that's the big goal for 26. It has been the goal for years. I'll take a step forward, then a step back. And, Scott and Larry gone. The motivation kind of drained for a little bit, but they'd want you to get out there and do your thing, brother. If it was you that was gone, they'd be living their lives still, doing the shit that they need to do. So we'll get out there and try to be somebody. All right, that's about it. Just want to shoot the shit a little bit. Liking this feel of this gun anyway. I got this. I got the Kimber 2K1145 needs to shoot, and that Beretta. So that will be a pistol day. Jack did some great progress today. He's coming back tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're getting the sand. He regraded and prepped this all over again to get it perfect. Got the lines ran, so all we need to do is to start putting sand down, and then we should see some bricks start actually hitting sand and base within the next day or two, hopefully. And once that goes, I think we're at the top of the roller coaster. It's going to go faster. They moved all the bricks over here to pallets now, so they're reachable. And then we'll get that sink I ordered from Lowe's showed up. It's like a laundry room sink in a box. We got to put it together. Get the drainage and the water line hooked up to it, and get those little nuances done. So I think by the end of this week into the early next week, we should see a finalization of the barbecue project. So I'll research some smokers, see what I want to do. Stick burner, pellet. I don't know. Pellet is so easy. Set the temperature, get it in there, open it up and spray it every once in a while until it's time to wrap when you reach your internal temp. Stick burner, you're filthy. You're adding wood. Oh, it's too much wood. Now your shit's too smoky. I never quite figured out the stick burner thing. Everything I was doing was just so smoky. It was like, ugh, fuck. A few things would turn out okay, but the pellet is like on easy mode. And I'm a bit weird and retarded, so I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Cool gun. Nice talk. Enjoy the rest of your week. Weekend's coming up. See you when I see you. Until next time, your pal. Flex on the Pours, Jake Merica. The king of pours. God bless and good night. Deuces.